So, and indeed we are facing east, as you can see on the compass. So this is really old, and that now you would see in contemporary cemeteries that they have stones that face any direction now. Yeah, very interesting. So I like to look for the older imagery before the iconography that included the urns and the weeping willows, because I just love to capture those old Puritan images, especially of the skulls, and they're harder to find. I can find cherubs more often than I can find the actual skulls. So hopefully we're going to find some skulls today, right, Mike?
Hopefully. I think they're down the other end.
Okay. So we'll just go row by row, and I'm going to try not to walk between the headstones and the footstones. It's amazing how many footstones still remain here. So I'm just going to go this way. So we're kind of walking between grave sites on our left and grave sites on our right. And I try not to trample over people's graves, even though by this time I'm sure they don't mind, but it's out of respect. Right, Mike?
Yep.
So here you can see an example. This stone carver looks like they had a lot of work, because I see the same image repeated. This is nice because it has a heart. So actually this is the back of the stone, okay, and the head of the casket is going to be on the other side, and that's where the footstones are, okay, and that's how they would bury. And actually they buried people back then. Mostly the headstones are representing people that had money, because if you didn't have money, then unfortunately you weren't able to purchase these stones. That might be his phone call. This is an interesting. Oh, I haven't seen a headstone like this. That's a very interesting face, and I've never seen anything like it. In memory of Mrs. Violet, wife of Mr. Elijah Tucker, who departed this life April 16th, 1807, in the 69th year of her age. And then it says, "Weep not for me, dry up your tears. I must lie here till Christ appears." Very nice, and I like the scalloped edge here too. This is pretty. Okay, so see a lot of examples of the urns. And I was surprised that cherub's head was really from the 1800s, because they really favored the non-cherub and non-skull imagery in the 1700s. But this was to the 1800s. And here's another similar stone. It's got to be the same carver. And unfortunately, the stone carvers really didn't sign anything. So often, I mean, we don't know who carved these, although the Historical Society that maintains this may have on record the names of some of the carvers. That's a similar carving to the one that we just looked at.
Yeah, it's similar to the ones we casted already too.
Well, I actually never saw one like that has like a full mouth. I've never seen that before. Very interesting. Wow. See, this is the same carver. You can see by the face, it's just very similar to the ones that we've seen. This is a rather small cemetery. Oh, look at this. This is great. I might want to get that face today. Mike's working on conditioning the clay right now. In memory of Mrs. Patty, wife of Mr. John Alcott, who died April 5th, 1790, in the 28th year of her age. Though greedy worms devour my skin and gnaw my wasting flesh, when God shall build my bones again, he clothes me all afresh. that.
Gross.
Yeah, I really especially like these, and I like these they're almost like infinity spirals, and then there's some beautiful carvings down the side, and this is an amazing representation, and it's in good shape. There's a lot of detail showing up still.
It's in good shape.
Gorgeous. So I really think that I'm going to come and get this impression to memorialize that, and well, keep it, the image for future generations to enjoy. It's really, it's been
They're
carved.
usually not raised.
Yeah, it's
Usually
really.
not raised,
There's one right there behind it that's similar.
right? But it's not raised. This one's raised.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And this one is also raised, sacred to the memory of Caleb Alcott, who died May 15th, 1801, 37th year of his age. And they all have some epitaphs, and I can't quite make that one out. Wow. I'm hoping that we find the elusive skull. I see a lot of cherub heads, but not a lot of skulls. Now, I don't know if these were footstones, but I would say not, because